Good morning, everyone. It is my honor, my pleasure to introduce Her Excellency Ms. Annalena Baerbock, President-elect for the 80th session of the UN General Assembly. Ms. Baerbock will deliver some remarks, after which we will open the floor to a few questions. Excellency, you have the floor.
Thank you and good afternoon. I'm grateful to the UN member states for entrusting me with the role as President of the UN General Assembly in its upcoming 80th session. I'm honored to take on this task in September and guide the work of the most representative body of the United Nations. The General Assembly is a place that gives an equal voice and vote to each member state, large and small. In these challenging times, it is more important than ever that all these voices are heard. I commit to all 193 member states to serve as an honest broker and as a unifier. The basis of my work will be a trust-based dialogue that fosters mutual respect. The wise and unifying leadership of the current President, His Excellency Philemon Yang, will be important guidance for me. Countries around the world naturally have diverging perspectives and interests. But here at the United Nations, we have one shared vision and a compass, our UN Charter. This foundational document was written 80 years ago after the end of the Second World War. The UN Charter reflects a deep desire to prevent the horrors of war, to promote development, and to protect human rights. Today, 80 years later, peace, international cooperation, sustainable development, justice, and human rights remain at the very center of our collective desire to forge a better future for all. We all feel we live in challenging times. We are walking on a tightrope of uncertainty, which makes our UN Charter even more existential. In this crucial moment, as I underlined in my acceptance speech, I stand ready to support the General Assembly in taking bold action and defending the multilateral system. I stand ready to support the United Nations in making a real positive impact on our daily lives. I stand ready to support the partnership that strengthens what unites us, because we are better together. A key objective will be to support member states to renew and to refocus on the United Nations, to make the United Nations fit for the 21st century. This organization needs adequate, reliable funding, and at the same time, we must increase the efficiency and effectiveness of the entire system. I will do my utmost to strengthen peace and security and to help accelerate the achievements of the Sustainable Development Goals. I will strive for human rights, justice, and accountability to remain at the core of the General Assembly's values and goals. I see the diversity of the General Assembly as our great strength. A key priority is the United Nations that embraces everyone. Let us wholeheartedly engage with civil society and especially with young people. And as only the fifth woman in this position within 80 years, I'm aware that peace and development can only be sustained when half of the population, which is in every country, women, have an equal seat at the table. We all know it has never been easy and it will never be easy, but we cannot give up in striving to make the world better together. I thank you.
Could you repeat your remarks in German?
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. So due to time constraints, we only have time for a few questions. Please provide your name and media organization. You know the deal. Stefano?
Thank you, Madam President. Do you see your presidency as a potential launchpad for a candidacy as a next Secretary General, or at least as a next woman Secretary General?
Well, obviously, in this upcoming session, the 80th session, the main task will be to select the next Secretary General. And there has a strong call been in the Pact for the Future to have it in a very transparent way, underlining that so far there hasn't been a woman at the Secretary General post, but we know the procedures in this process. We are currently at the revitalization process as well, which is giving guidance for the Secretary General process for the next upcoming session. So the role of the member states, the role of the General Assembly will be crucial, like in the past, and obviously working closely together with the Security Council with regard to the process. So I'm really looking forward in this challenging time to work together with all the member states in this endeavor.
Desi, please give your media organization when you're asking.
Madam President-elect Xu Deji with China Central Television. We know that one of the pillars here is actually security and peace. With the Security Council now is unable to act on many of the issues, what's your plan for the General Assembly to shoulder its responsibility and make a difference?
The General Assembly is the most international body, and it's the most legitimized body of the United Nations, and it has a special role in the international order also for peace and security. And I've heard many, many voices also in my hearings here underlining that in these times the General Assembly plays a crucial role for peace and security, and this is why I underlined also in my introduction and the acceptance speech that I will follow this call from member states to work closely with the Security Council and the Peace Building Commission also on peace and security. But what many have also underlined and which is founded in our charter is that peace and security is not an isolated pillar of the United Nations, but peace and security, development and human rights are interconnected. And we know from the last 80 years that sustainable peace is depending on sustainable development for countries. So this is how I see also the role for the General Assembly, and this is why it was important for me to underline the importance of the SDGs in the upcoming year, as it was also highlighted in the Pact for the Future. Thank you.
Unfortunately, we only have time for one more question. Please go ahead.
Giselle Uka, ARD. Frau Baerbock, was sagen Sie dazu, dass Russland eine geheime Wahl beantragt hat und einige auch Helga Schmidt statt Sie gewählt haben? Und was sind jetzt die für Sie wichtigsten Aufgaben und Reformen, die angestoßen werden müssen, wo die UN finanziell und politisch so unter Druck stehen?
Maybe I will jump to the first part of the question to everybody with regard, and then I will continue briefly, hopefully everybody understands, with my language background to German. So beginning to the question that there has been a vote, it's the right of each member state to call for a secret ballot. There have been examples before. I am grateful for the overwhelming majority of member states have voted in favor of my candidacy, and I'm looking forward to work with all member states together in these challenging times. And now maybe briefly in German with regard to the general term. Wir leben in stürmischen geopolitischen Zeiten. Umso wichtiger ist es, dass wir gemeinsam das multilaterale System der Vereinten Nationen im Zentrum bewahren und stärken. Und daher freue ich mich, diese Aufgabe für die 80. Session der Generalversammlung annehmen zu dürfen, als Präsidentin gemeinsam mit den Mitgliedstaaten der Vereinten Nationen für die Stärkung des internationalen Rechts zu arbeiten, die Vereinten Nationen fit für die Zukunft zu machen. Wie jede Organisation braucht auch die Vereinten Nationen eine Modernisierung. Das wird eine große Herausforderung, weil die internationale Ordnung, die Vereinten Nationen unter starkem politischen und finanziellen Druck stehen. Und daher ist die Leitlinie, meine Präsidentschaft, better together. Wir sind stärker, wenn wir zusammenarbeiten. Und das wird gerade bei schwierigen Fragen in diesen stürmischen Zeiten die Hauptverantwortung der nächsten Präsidentin sein, unterschiedliche Akteure zusammenzubringen.
One more question from Palestine.
Thank you.
Can you?
Thank you.
For attending. All of them.